want to know, what are some of the most innovative ways you guys have marketed your products? Alex and David, do you have any fun marketing?
Well, you know, we're in the business of promoting primarily the bars that we own, and you know, at the point in which Death & Co. opened almost 8 years ago, that type of bar, a very specialized cocktail bar, very ambitious, very detail-oriented, was a rare commodity, right? This was something that a certain demographic sought out. And that's just simply not the case anymore. So it's not as though we open the doors and because of our reputation a bunch of people come. There is that certain level of, you know, like consistent business, regular business, and we've developed those personal relationships, but we found the need to promote to be such a bigger part of what we're doing, and in particular social media. I mean, if anyone follows Honeycutt's feed on Instagram, it's hilarious, and it's consistent, and it's always engaging the people that are coming to our bar. And we saw the success of that in the beginning here, and it was big, it was substantial, and we saw the feedback in the bar because of that, and how that created a larger dynamic with our guests over time. And we've applied that now to one of our latest openings, Nightcap in New York, a teeny tiny little cocktail bar, very different from Honeycut, but it still reaches out to the guests in a similar way over social media.
I think the other thing that we do, which is less sort of marketing oriented, but I think is the same sort of word of mouth, is we kind of look inward when we're building a place and building a menu, and kind of shut the rest of the world out and for a moment and say, what do we really want to do or drink when we're in a bar? And in Nightcap, we kind of exercised a lot of these different things. And in the end, those can be those press-worthy bites. And you always need to think about what's the publicist. In the end, I don't think you should have it taint the way what you create. But once it's there, you should think about what can the publicist, what can PR and that whole world latch onto, and what stories can they build and create. So for us, it started with us around the table, literally, like, how do we like to drink? So we have shorty service. So there's all these totally ridiculous, like, beer and shot combinations. And then one of my favorites is the group love shorty, which is a 375 of sherry and then 4 Little Kings ales. Or the Little King cream ale, thank you. I knew I was gonna. I don't drink much beer, so sorry.
Much. Don't drink any beer.
Sorry, beer tender. I know. Sorry, my friend who's sitting in front of me with the beer company. We also did Honor Bar, which is just like an old saloon. You can order, any number of these bottles that we have on the list, and we give you the bottle. We measure it just with like a wooden ruler and mark it, and you get, a beautiful bucket of ice and a bunch of glasses, and you just pay for what you drink. And so all these little things are very analog, and they're very much us, and on that bar, our partner Natasha David sitting around like, what would be fun? Like, what is fun to do? How can we take kind of the stuffiness out of this? And in the end, those are things that press will latch onto. And for us, it has to start with being very honest about who we are and what we want. So it doesn't seem manufactured.
Yeah, that authenticity is really important.
But then it tells a story still. I mean, it's the story of you, ultimately.
Eventually, if you read that enough times, it sounds pretty boring. But if you're drunk when reading it, maybe it's entertaining.
Very, very entertaining.